you all know it is said, God's descent is for man's ascent. God comes down so that man can go up. Coming down of God is a celebration. You can dance around, sing around, glorify, give speeches. It's quite easy. But the second part, the ascent of man, is very tough. It's a lot of hard work. So if you broadly look at the whole thing, it can rather be divided into two phases: God's descent and man's ascent. Man's ascent also means women's ascent. It's implied. So descent of God happened. Everybody enjoyed it. As our Tiger puts it, 2 magical shows a day. Morning darshan and evening darshan. Everybody enjoyed those 2 shows. But after that started the hard work, which was the man's ascent phase, which requires a lot of dedication, commitment, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of letting go, a lot of unlearning and relearning, and that's not easy for everyone. And therefore, like in a class, a teacher will pull up one student who is better in studies, and he'll make an example out of. Look at him, if he can do, you also should be able to do. So I became an example. If one can do, everybody else also can do. And I feel even the other way. I feel if one can do, the other can do better. So this is the second phase of man's ascent, where if one can do, everybody can do. And one can do so much, and somebody else can do even better. With that hope, with that intention, with that idea, I go on working, that I hope that many in the class will pass the test. And many will come out in flying colors at the end of it. And that is all we are going through, learning a lesson every day, a lesson in spirituality, a lesson in letting go, a lesson in sacrifice, a lesson in unlearning and relearning. That is what we are learning every day, so that we pass the test. 11 years history, Narasimhamurthy is essentially a journalist and a historian. Though he doesn't claim to be one, but he is, I know. He reports everything that happens with dates, time, place. So it's a history cum journalism together. So this is also history in making. You see, God's descent was one part of the history. Man's ascent is another part of the history in making. And we are all part of this history. In a way, we were part of the descent of God. And now in the more glorious aspect of the ascent of man, we are all part of it. Nobody is left out. Everybody has to be. There is no choice. You can't even escape. So therefore, this is our history in making. Our collective history in making, which is that we all shall ascend together to be God, nothing less. Our Narasimhamurthy gave an example of how Tyagajivis were crestfallen, and then how now the students from the university are joining the mission and taking up the responsibilities. One day when the first ceremony was done for all the students of the postgraduate who finished their education, and now they were being posted to various campuses. I'm losing an audience. Not interested in my history. There are other pressing commitments, you see. Anyways, back to the story. So the postgraduate students, they graduated and they were being posted in various campuses to take up the responsibilities. And at that point of time, I said, this is the beginning of that fulfillment of the promise. It's a very historical statement, not 60, not 600, 6,000, but 60,000 Tyagajivis will come. Everybody knows in Mudinalli this statement. And so it started 21 of them taking up responsibilities, and all were thrilled and overjoyed. And our David Consuit, he was sitting there in the audience, and he was very, very overwhelmed by the whole thing because he had seen all this grow and develop. So that evening, when everything got over, he wrote to me a message saying that you are saying it will take a long time to do this, that 60,000 Tyagajevis, but I can suggest something. If 20, you have created 21, even if each of the 21 creates another 21, and then each of those 21 create another 21, then in 3 or 4 generations you would have surpassed 60,000. It is so easy. So it just takes 3 generations to surpass 60,000. Mathematics, perfect. Calculations are perfect. 20 into 20 into 20, you're done. 80,000 and above in 3 generations down the line. But I told David, these 21 created by one me, and to create another 21 by each one of them, they all have to be me, nothing less than me. If they are even a bit short of being me, they can't create the next 21 themselves. That's the catch. While calculations look easy, practically doing it is not that easy, because each one of them have to be me, not even like me. They have to be me. And that is what is required. So when each one becomes God, they are capable of creating more gods. That is the secret. So you can't divinize people unless you have divinized yourself in the first place. And this mission is not about just creating Tyagajeevis in Mudenhalli, but it is about divinization of humanity. And nobody shall be left out. Every person has the right to be divinized. Oh, my audience is back. He's a very special boy. I will call him after some time. So, divinization of man is the mission. Divinization of humanity is the mission. How? Many ways of doing it. Some will join the organization, the mission in terms of joining the institutions and work their salvation out. Some people will stay in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Hong Kong, in England, in the US, everywhere, and silently, steadily sacrifice and work for the sake of the world. They will also be divinized. There is no choice, sooner or later. Everyone's fate is same. Everyone's destiny is the same. We have to become divine, and nothing less will work. But the earlier, the faster you become divine, see how much more you can do for the mission, for yourself, for the others around you. Because you can divinize so many more around you. And they can divinize furthermore. And sooner than later, the whole world will be divinized. So it's not the question of whether we will be divinized or not. We will be. We have no choice. That's our collective destiny. But how soon we will get divinized depends on us. How much of ourselves we are ready to give for the sake of this greater idea. How much we are ready to let go. How much we are ready to sacrifice. That would define the pace, the rate of divinization. And that is where I come and not even appeal, but I rather command, I demand that you should be divinized soon. Don't delay. Don't delay and don't postpone it for another day. Today, here and now is when you must take up this idea of being completely divinized, which means being completely selfless, which means being completely bereft of your ego and individuality. Do it now and here. Don't wait for another day, another time. Many people come and ask me, we are going to inaugurate or open a housewarming. Is this muhurta, this time okay? In India, we all go by the muhurtam. Or we are going to get married. Is this time okay? Muhurta is okay. I tell them, for doing bad things, you never ask muhurta from me. You are You, without thinking, you do it then and there. For all good things, you wait for muhurtam, one priest to come, one ceremony to be performed. Why do you need muhurta for good things? Good things should be done here and now. For bad things, you may look for a priest because he has to save you from the sins of it. For good things, you don't have to wait. Good things should be done now and here. It shouldn't be postponed. So that is the idea. If one can crack the test and score good marks, it means everybody else can also, provided everybody is willing to put in the work, hard work that it takes. Nothing more than that. So it is as simple as that. Lessons have been given to us, assignments have been given, we have done some bit of homework, some bit of preparation, and one amongst us was quick enough to let go and let God, and so also we should pick up that cue from there and let go and let God. And that is the mission now. And I'm pulling one after the other into this and asking them to be what they're supposed to be. That's all is my speech. Hey, Aditya, come here. When are you coming to Mudanali? Tomorrow? But is he really coming to? Really, tomorrow? You booked? You booked? Tonight you are booked for Mudanali? Tomorrow night? Come here, Aditya, I can see. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, you can walk on the carpet, it's okay. Yes. What will you do after coming to Mudanali? Why are you coming to Mudanhalli? What is the purpose?
To be with Swami. Yes, enjoy myself.
Are you going to study there?
Yeah,
What study? What kind of?
like just like regular school. Or that.
What about your spiritual studies?
Uh,
What about your spiritual studies? What is spirituality? What do you need to know when you want to become spiritual?
that you are God.
What is God? What is God to you?
To me, God is like basically energy, like so like it's everywhere.
What it feels like? What is nature? What does God do? If you become God, what are you going to do after becoming God?
Make a lot of stuff happen.
Make
A lot of stuff happen.
lots of stuff happen. That's okay. What kind of stuff? Good stuff, bad stuff, ugly stuff. What kind of stuff you'll make it happen? What will you do for everyone?
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff like
Supplying enough stuff.
plenty of stuff like one or two examples
Like
like
donating something. Donating something.
to take something.
Like donating something
Yeah. Donate something to whom? For what purpose?
to help others.
To help. Then that's what you will do if you become God. Hmm?
Maybe.
You will help many people when you become God, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what God is supposed to do, isn't it?
Yes.
So if everybody becomes God, then everybody will be helping everybody else.
Yeah.
Then it will become so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you should. What is your advice to everyone then? See, they're all. What do you tell them? What should they do?
You want to realize that you're God. Don't wait until you are like too old to realize.
Yes. So you should do it now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're going to do, isn't it? Yeah, you'll realize early before you get too old. What about your grandma? She's too old to realize God?
Maybe.
I also think so. But it is okay. It's never too late to realize
Yeah.
God. Whenever we start, God will help us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So did you get your admission in the school there? In the
Um, I, I got admission in this K21 school.
okay, 21 school. Okay, that's fine. That's a good school too.
21K, I think.
That's also a good school. But when will you join my school?
When it opens.
When it opens, yes. It's already open, but you are not old enough. How old you should be to join the school? In my school.
11 or?
Yeah, 11 years old. So once you become 11 years old, you can join the school.
Yes.
Right. Now, how old are you?
8, 9 tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 9. So you're only 2 years away from joining the school, right?
Yeah.
That's very nice. Has your parents agreed? Have your parents agreed to leave you at Mudanali?
So they'll also be there in Budhanhalli.
Are they also going to be there?
Yeah.
Good. So they will work on becoming God while you study in the school. Isn't it? Yeah, tell
Yeah.
your mama there is a hospital there they can work.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Actually, my grandma and my grandpa are already working in the hospital, like
I
doing
know.
seva.
Yes, they're doing, both
That-
are doing seva.
Actually, she's also gonna work in the hospital.
I know, they are. So now your parents also can work?
Yes.
Good. Then after that, you also would like to work in the hospital? No.
I think I'll do something else.
You'll do something else like? Like what?
Space.
Space. Oh. What is there in space?
Most of the stuff.
Okay, we'll figure that out later, okay? For now, it's good enough that you're coming and joining the school. I'm very happy about it.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, good. Go and sit down, you please. You heard his advice? Realize God before it becomes too late, like his grandma. That I added. See, even that boy is clear. That's why I wanted to call him and make him speak, because he's so clear. Purpose of life is realize God. How you realize is up to you. You become a good singer, become a teacher, doctor, and a space scientist. I know what he's going to do, but I'm sure Elon Musk has a competition now. So here is the next generation. I'm presenting them to you. They're so clear at that age. The purpose of life is clear to them, and they're also very clear that it shouldn't become too late. You should not keep God for the last. You know, when we grow old and we are done with the world, nobody wants us, our children don't want to see us, no friends come to our home, then we will search for God. That is not the idea. God should be found here and now. And such a little boy also is so clear about it. So this is what I am trying to say. You know, that time for ascension of humans has come. And this is a very, very, what you call a very convenient and conducive time. At this point of time, if you put little effort also, you'll reap very big results. It's never been so easy. The threshold has been brought down. You can just walk over. You don't have to jump. It's become so easy. Therefore, this is like the last opportunity as the Kali Yuga comes to a conclusion, where the effort that is needed to realize divinity is very less. The threshold is low. The bars have been lowered. And therefore, it's easy to cross over. So don't delay now. If you delay now, you will regret it forever. That's why it is very easy, and I keep insisting that everybody should do that. In fact, if you go to Mudanalli and you talk to any student over there, pick anyone, not the ones who have just joined, but anybody who has spent at least a year in the campus, they all know what is the purpose of life. They all know how it has to be achieved also. Through selflessness, through love, through kindness. As he said, I'll do a lot of good things. I'll help people, I'll donate. But he collects money and sends donations to me at that age. Something that not many people do. Even if they have lots, they think twice before giving to others. There is a little boy here who collects his pocket money and sends it to me as for this hospital, for the school. So this is the next generation we are preparing. And therefore, his advice should be taken very seriously. That is to do what is needed to be done to realize God now before it's too late. But then don't get disappointed yet, because I told him it's better late than never, and it's never too late to realize God. Because God is not something that you have to go somewhere and realize. You as you are a God is just shedding the idea that you are not. Undoing it or unlearning is all that is required. It's already there in its place. The truth is already in its place. It's covered, it's hidden. So dropping all that which is not God, the illusory understanding of yourself, is all that is needed. What remains is God any which ways. So it's the easiest thing to do. That is what he's advising. If anybody has any questions, ask Aditya. He can answer any question. Though he's a little shy because I suddenly called him, but you talk to him, he knows Brahmagyanavalli, he knows Nirvana Shatkam, he knows all kinds of compositions on Advaita. He knows all of them. And he understands them also. It's not just he knows, he understands what it means. And then whether he becomes space scientist or any other person, it doesn't matter, because his purpose is clear. And he'll do very well wherever he goes, because he has God's power in him. So whatever you touch will turn into gold, because God's touch is there with him. That is the idea. Okay, any questions? No questions, good. I can close and go and sleep, I think. We have been traveling a bit from the US to, in the US itself there are so many time zones, you see. From the east to the west coast, it changes by 2.5 hours. So, and then to Australia, which is again very big shift in the time zone. Then Singapore, again a big shift. So with the slightest opportunity I get, I just go and sleep. So if you give me an opportunity and not ask questions, you know what I'm going to do. What, Murli? No question? Good. And Ravi? Okay, I have got the command. That is it. Give a nothing.
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बांधवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयुनीरे स्वामी मरियन्तयुनीरे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशरण ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदको मंगल हारति अंदको मंगल गिरिधार ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण सत्य नारायण 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 सत्य नारायण नारायण सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण सत्य समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति